Thanks, Steve. Thanks, great. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Pollenizer over the next 10 minutes. We're basically a company that makes brand new companies. We're a company builder, and we do that all across Asia Pacific, focusing on mobile and internet businesses. I'm going to tell you tonight about how the internet and Asia are disrupting everything and how Pollenizer is exploiting that, and how we've been doing that for the last 5 years when we've created over 20 companies so far and collected some great investors already in the business. We've got a portfolio approach to investing in the high growth early stages of businesses, which gives investors a great opportunity to get involved at a point where all the growth happens in an early stage tech business, but de-risking it across multiple different opportunities. We've got a long-term vision, and we're going to do this for the next 20 years. But I'm going to begin with a story just briefly. In December 2009, I had a meeting in that kitchen with that guy. That guy's Dean McAvoy. He became the CEO of a business called Spreets that we co-founded. By February 2010, we'd already deployed a team, released a brand new business that was Spreets. We already had customers. We're already well on our way to the first 100,000 customers and subscribers through a relationship with Brands Exclusive, who was in our network. And we already had our first investors coming online on the business from Germany. In this case, Oliver Young and Klaus Hummels, who are very active angel investors. By January 2011, so 1 year later, we had already sold that business to Yahoo 7 for $40 million. The investors, Klaus and Oliver here, made 12 times their money. All our investors made their money back and still own stakes in 15 companies, all growing at a good rate. So our core business model, dead simple. We start companies, we grow them as fast yet sustainably as we can, and in the end, we sell them for profit to our shareholders. So in the case of Spreets, we co-founded in December 2009. We grew the business until it had $3 million in sales by December a year later, and we'd sold the business to Yahoo by January the year after. So what's going on? How's this growth happening? Well, the internet's reimagining the whole world, and it's happening super fast. Value's shifting from offline to online faster than we can keep up with it. So knowledge is changing. Music, TV, photos, navigation, magazines, health and fitness, professional services, recruitment, gaming, I could go on and on. These things are changing fast. They're moving online, and the value's moving online. As Mark Andreessen says, software is eating the world. Mark Andreessen is the founder of Netscape, those of you that don't know. So globally today, there are 2.4 billion online users. This is why it's happening so fast. People are coming online fast. They're coming online, growing at 8% year on year across the whole world. And now, unlike the first internet revolution, they're spending money as well. This is disruption in action. This is the past 3 years. And this is looking at that value disruption from offline to online. Here you can see the classifieds business changing before your eyes. You can see Fairfax at the bottom plummeting. Fairfax 5 years ago was worth $7 billion market capitalization. Now it's worth just over $1. If you look in contrast, Seek and car sales, which together are now worth $5 billion, that's like 2 pages of the Sydney Morning Herald, the value moving from offline to online. But in the next 3 years, it's going to carry on. That disruption is just beginning. This is a report from Deloitte called Short Fuse Big Bang. What's it looking at? It's looking at what are the things that are going to be disrupted the most over the next 3 years. And you can see here, you can see media, finance, professional services, retail. These things are going to massively change more in the next 3 years. And you can see yourself that they're changing very fast. So there's a second disruptive force that we're very interested in. Remember I said at the beginning, we're building new internet companies here in Asia Pacific. So Asia is very important. It's a massively important part of our model. Look at the share of purchasing power between Asia Pacific and the USA as it was at 2009. And look what happens by 2030. There is a massive shift in value over to Asia Pacific. It's not so much value coming out of the USA, it's new value, it's new consumer spending power emerging across Asia. And these are the people that we're building our internet businesses for. So in the Philippines, as an example, where we're working very much at the moment, you can see that there are already 34 million online users, so much bigger market than here in Australia, growing 32% a year. In Indonesia, even bigger, 55 million of the 200 million people living there, growing at 58% year on year. So what Pollenizer does is we make companies for these markets. We make disruptive businesses. We target these markets in which to build them. And we've already built over 20 companies over the last 5 years of our operation. We're working all across Asia Pacific. You can see some of the main centers where we're working, including our main offices in Sydney and also in Singapore. But really, we're about building businesses all across the region, in particular at the moment, Philippines and Indonesia. So here's the business that we're raising capital for. We actually have a capital raising open right now. It closes on Thursday, so this is the very last presentation that I'm doing for investors. We're asking investors to invest into Pollenizer Global Limited. That company has a number of subsidiaries, largely the trading companies in the different countries, but there's an investments arm there which owns all the investee companies, owns on average about 35% of each internet company that we make. So we've got a great track record. We've been doing it for ages. We make real money. We made $3.5 million in revenue last year. And over the last 5 years, we've generated about 85 million so far. So there's the core business model again. There's loads going on. I'm running out of time. There's lots of activity going on in the market. Really valuable companies are being made. I think we can make a Facebook-scale company here in Asia Pacific in the next few years. The reason these values are so big is because people are coming online so fast and they're spending real money. This is happening in Australia. We've got Atlassian, which is a Sydney-based company. It's probably going to do a $1 billion IPO this year. And all these companies, and there's many more, are already more than $100 million market capitalization because they're exploiting this opportunity. So company builders, I'm not going to go into some detail now, but if you want to come and see me, I'll be standing over there and I'll tell you all about it. We return our capital to return value to shareholders through paying dividends when we exit the companies. But we also think Pollenizer itself is exitable, and there's been a whole bunch of examples of how that's possible in the last few years, and the possibility in the future of going public if we successfully grow our whole portfolio of valuable companies. So here's a whole bunch of the businesses we're already doing. No time to tell you about them, but great disruptive opportunities. We've got a great team. Amazing directors. They've sat on the boards of companies like iSelect. They've been the CEOs of Yahoo, 9MSN. Amazing team that are really giving weight and substance to the business. Not just figureheads working on the business every single week deeply. Amazing investors already. Mike's the founder of Atlassian. Greg's the founder of Car Sales. Matt was the co-founder of Seek. Amazing team, again, helping us not only with their money, but helping us with their networks. So now's the time. There's an amazing opportunity. I hope some of you guys will join us. The round is closing this Thursday. We're standing over there in the corner. And if you want to get a copy of the information memorandum, it's quite a substantial document with all the audited accounts and so on. If you could just fill in one of these, which I think was on your chair, and give it to either Ruben or, is Nicola not there anymore? To Ruben. Oh, there she is, over there in the corner. So thanks for your time. Hope you'll come and see us. Thanks.